Good afternoon from the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois. We're live on Bowl TV at the Senior Women's U.S. Open Stepladder Finals. Opening match, Lucy Sandelin against Linda Kelly. I'm Lucas Wiseman of USBC. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon, along with Matt Cannizzaro. And Matt, walk us through what our Stepladder lineup looks like as Sandelin starts off with a strike.
All right, Lucas, thank you, and welcome everybody to Bowl TV's coverage of the Senior Women's U.S. Open. And we have a very accomplished and talented Stepladder final here. Four recognizable names. Again, we saw Lucy Sandelin, USBC Hall of Famer. She is a 2013 Senior Queens and Triple Crown winner. And she's now bowling Linda Kelly, also a USBC Hall of Famer. And the winner of this match will advance to take on Tish Johnson, the third of the Hall of Fame trio here in today's Stepladder. Tish Johnson recently finished second at the USBC Senior Queens for the second consecutive year. And the winner of that match will move on to take on defending champion Paula Vidad of Sun City, California. Paula won this event last year in Columbus, Ohio. She also is a Senior Queens champion back in 2011. So the list of accomplishments goes on and on for these four players. It's been an exciting week so far. Certainly will be an exciting Stepladder as well.
It looks like we lost our sound there for a minute, but we are live at the Cherry Bowl, Rockford, Illinois. Lucy Sandelin against Linda Kelly, a couple of Hall of Famers facing off in our opening match of the Stepladder Finals. You can see scoreboards at the top of your screen. Lucy Sandelin on the left, Linda Kelly on the right. The winner takes on Tish Johnson in what is essentially the semifinal, and the winner of that match will defending champion Paula Vidad for the title.
Three in a row for Lucy to start here. Lucy, the runner-up the last 2 years. Lost to Paula last year in Columbus and Robin Romeo the year before at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno. So she's always there. Puts herself in position to win repeatedly, and just hasn't been able to take it all the way here at the Senior Women's U.S. Open.
Well, Linda falling into a bit of an early deficit, as Lucy has been perfect to start.
For last year's event, Vidad, Sandelin, Tish Johnson, 1, 2, 3. So Linda Kelly now the newcomer to the stepladder. Last year it was Christy Witcher finishing 4th.
Yeah, and I don't think Linda Kelly bowled the event last year. Pretty sure she didn't. I could be wrong, but either way, she's bowled pretty well this week. She's got her hands full so far in this opening match, as Lucy has started with the front 3. Opening game of the stepladder finals here from the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois, as Linda Kelly crosses over, leaves the 6-10. I'm Lucas Wiseman along with Matt Cannizzaro. Our stepladder finals of the Senior Women's U.S. Open coming up a little bit later today. The championship match of the Senior Women's Triple Crown. And then even later today will be the final round of match play from the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament, scheduled to start at 6 p.m. Central Time this evening. An open frame for Kelly in the 4th. And a real opportunity for Lucy Sandelin to take complete control of this stepladder match, opening match.
Another great shot there by Sandelin. Front 4. She's running away with this one early.
Yeah, already up 46 after just 4 frames. So when you're basically gaining a mark every frame, that's a pretty solid start for Lucy, as she's up by 46 pins very early in this opening stepladder match. And Lucy demolishes the pocket again for the front 5. The Senior Women's U.S. Open presented by Storm. Thanks to the folks at BPAA and Storm for their contributions to help make this event possible. Linda Kelly, 5th frame washout. And this has quickly slipped away from her. And it sure looks like Lucy Sandelin might be moving on to face Tish Johnson in our second match of the stepladder. Sends that head pin right in front of the 10 for an open frame. Back-to-back open, 73 in the 5th for Linda Kelly. And you hate to say that a match is over after 5 frames, but this one is pretty huge deficit for Linda Kelly at the halfway point of the game. Do us a favor, post the link to our live stream on our Facebook, on your Facebook and Twitter accounts. Let's get as many folks watching as we can here for this Senior Women's U.S. Open Stepladder Finals on Bowl TV. Always a pleasure to bring you bowling action from not only all over the country, but all over the world as well. Linda Kelly, first strike of the match. Be sure to join us next month for our live coverage of the World Bowling World Youth Championships in Hong Kong. Both Matt and I will be there on hand to bring you the coverage from Hong Kong, China, so be sure to tune in for that. Our live stream schedule always available at bowl.com/live stream. Here is Lucy with the front five. She gets another one, 6 in a row. We have not seen very many strikes thrown like this, especially on the fresh, on this tough pattern that we used this week, 39 feet. Very flat pattern. Probably one of the toughest sport patterns a lot of these bowlers will bowl on over the course of the year. All right, here's Lucy in the 7th. She's perfect so far. Got that one in a little bit, and it didn't hook. Leaves the bucket. And that ends the run at a perfect game, but she's still up by more than 70 pins. It's actually doubled Linda Kelly's score at this point.
Yeah, not too much for Lucy to worry about at this point. Just looking to stay clean and cruise into the final frames here and start mentally preparing to take on Tish Johnson.
Yeah, wants to make sure she has a good look for that second match against Tish. Tish Johnson coming up next. Always a tough match for sure. So again, the winner is going to take on Tish, and then the winner of that match will bowl defending champion Paula Vidad for the title here this afternoon. Our stepladder finals of the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament are going to take place tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, 11 a.m. local time here in Rockford, Illinois. And we hope you'll tune in for that. It promises to be a spectacular field regardless of who advances. A lot of great players are in the hunt, and we'll find out who makes the stepladder tonight live here on Bowl TV starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Live coverage on Bowl TV today brought to you by the United States Bowling Congress. Your membership dollars at work for you here this afternoon. Bowl TV, of course, a product of the United States Bowling Congress and funded pretty much exclusively by your membership dollars. So thanks for being USBC members. We certainly appreciate it. Otherwise, we would not be able to bring you free live coverage of events like this on Bowl TV.
Because you said the F word.
Free is always good. We like free.
Well, Lucy's going to step up, and she's free to try something different if she would like.
That's exactly right.
This match is well in hand.
She's up by 75 pins, and she's easily going to win this match. So now she can get a great feel for what she needs to do when she takes on Tish in the next match. Lucy got a little air under that one. She may not have to change very much at all. She's thrown 7 out of 8 strikes to start this match.
Well, of course, Tish being left-handed is not really going to get in Lucy's way.
That's correct. And I didn't get to see much of practice, so I don't know how Tish's look is, but we'll find out soon enough when she makes her way over to 9 and 10 for our next match here in just a few minutes. We've got 2 more frames to go here. Lucy Sandelin up by 75 pins on Linda Kelly. Tish Johnson waiting in the wings. Lucy threw that one a little smoother. Didn't get near as much air underneath it, and that's a double for her. She could be in the 270s this game. She gets a couple more strikes.
She likes bowling 270s on the live stream. She did that to win the Senior Queens last year over Tish at the ITRC, and it's like Lucy's throwing the Columbia smackdown, and she's laying the smackdown for sure.
Ba-dum-bum. Matt Cannizzaro, everybody. Well, a great performance this week by Linda Kelly. It was a pretty small field in the senior division, but a tough field nonetheless. A lot of great Hall of Famers and bowlers in the senior division here, the Senior U.S. Women's Open. Just to make it to this point is a fantastic accomplishment. Linda's not going to be satisfied, of course. She's a competitor at heart, and she won't be satisfied with losing in the first match of this stepladder, but really not a whole lot she could do with Lucy bowling potential 270 game. I think we've only seen maybe 3 270 games the whole week in both the regular and the senior division, and I would guess that if Lucy shoots 276, it might be the highest score we've seen in the senior division all week. Could be wrong about that, but
well, senior division scores
considerably
not very
lower.
high.
Yeah, considerably lower.
Minus 91 was her top qualifier for
Yep.
match play today. That was Tish Johnson, and it took minus 285 to make the top 8. Of course, only 28 competitors in the senior event this week, but minus 285. Wow.
Yeah, pretty tough pattern here this week. Very challenging, and it's what you would hope to see from an event of this caliber. Players have had to work really hard for every pin so far this week. This game just happens to go in Lucy Sandelin's favor.
And I could be wrong on the ball choice, by the way. It could be the takedown. Either way, it works. It still
Takedown or smackdown, it
still
doesn't
works.
matter.
And she's taking down all the pins.
Do appreciate you tuning in here on Bowl TV this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage of the Senior Women's U.S. Open Stepladder Finals. Next match is going to be Lucy Sandelin against Tish Johnson, so please take a moment and post the link on Facebook and Twitter. And Linda Kelly, gracious in defeat, tells Lucy, nice game. Linda shoots 167, 2 opens, only 1 strike. Now Lucy can, again, feel free to just stay loose and essentially use this Final Famous practice in her gearing up for her match against Tish. That one she pulled a little bit, leaves the 6-10. So a spare here, and Lucy will be in the 250s. I would imagine that Tish is going to come on and get a couple of shots of practice at least. Great performance by Lucy Sandelin here in match number 1 of the stepladder. 254 to 167. Sandelin defeats Linda Kelly and advances into the next match against Tish Johnson. So they're going to get a couple of minutes of practice here, at least Tish will, and then we'll get started with match number 2 here in our stepladder.
Well, they sure got rid of the scores quickly there.
Good thing it's available on our DVR on Bowl TV. You can just back up and take a look at it.
Even better. We haven't even got to that point yet. There it is. 254, 167. Tish will take her practice shots. Lucas stepped out for a minute, and we'll have match number 2 underway momentarily. Battle of Hall of Famers and a rematch of last year's Senior Queens Championship match.
Well, Tish just finishing up her practice here, and then we'll get started with our second match of the stepladder finals. Tish Johnson against Lucy Sandelin coming up in just a minute.
I'm going to start the match. Ready? Yep.
And Tish emphatically says she's going to start the match.
All right. Start first, finish last, so she likes to have the pressure on her.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of our semifinal match. Tish Johnson versus Lucy Sandelin. Tish is the start of the match on the left lane. Boys, you're in the power up. Have a nice round of applause for the finalists. Good bowling.
All right, so ready to go. That was quick practice for Tish, and ready to get started here with match number 2. Tish Johnson against Lucy Sandelin. Again, more Hall of Famers coming on to the live stream pair here for this fantastic stepladder finals. And Tish wastes no time, gets off to a roaring start with a perfect strike.
So it's pretty much a guarantee when you tune in for the stepladder finals of our 2 major senior events. You're likely to see one or both of these players.
That's right. Seems like they are constantly making it to the stepladder or the finals of all of these different senior women's events.
As we said, this is a rematch of the title match of last year's Senior Queens. Lucy came away with that victory, and they're even through 1.
All right, so Sandelin trying to jump out to an early 10-pin lead here. Fires it in there, leaves the 4-pin. Thanks to everybody who has posted the link to the live stream on your Facebook and Twitter accounts. And if you'd like to go to our USBC Facebook and Twitter, you can just share the photo that we posted of our 4 finalists today. Go to facebook.com/USBC or twitter.com/USBC. Give us a share and a retweet. And let's get some more folks watching this thing. We had over 1,000 people tune in and watch the finals of the Senior Queens last month, or I guess, was that earlier this month, or it was last month, I suppose? Yeah, last month. No, earlier this month. It was right on the border of, it was right after the first of the month.
It's all a blur. It was
I
July
know.
2nd, I believe.
Look at
was the
Tish.
date.
Tish sends the messenger across, takes out the 7, but either way, we had a lot of folks tune in for the Senior Queens and hope to get that number close to 1,000 for today's live stream of the Senior Women's U.S. Open Stepladder Finals. So please share the link from our USBC Facebook and Twitter accounts. So Tish up 10 early here. Third frame. Double to start for Tish Johnson. Wow, Tish looking real solid early on here. Front 3 for Tish.
Oh, we talked earlier, not a huge field this week, just 103 players. 75 at the All-Star, 28 here on the senior side, and 2 lefties. In match play today, Shannon Plahowski at the All-Star bowled very well this morning. He's just shy of the lead. And of course, Tish looking to bowl for the title here. If she can keep striking as the other lefty.
Tough 10-pin there for Lucy Sandelin. Everything went her way in game number 1. She rolled past Linda Kelly in our opening match, but so far, it's kind of the opposite.
Lucas, all week long we've been talking about how important the spares are, and especially in the grind on this challenging 39-foot pattern, but I don't think spares are going to win it today. I think we're at the point of the week where you're going to have to figure out how to strike if you're going to win here.
That's a nice shot from Lucy. Strike in the 4th, down 21 at this point, though. Tish Johnson is in complete control from frame 1 here. Another strike for Tish. It's just all going her way right now, isn't it? Front 4 for Tish. And that pushes the lead to 31. And the winner will bowl for the title against Paula Vidad. Paula down over on 3 and 4. She has the opportunity to throw some shots to warm up if she chooses to, but she might be watching us on Bowl TV. I'm not sure. She's got her tablet out. Tish with the front 4. That one looks like it's way wide, and she gets 6 on that. 1, 3, 6, 9 is what she left. The first chink in the armor here for Tish Johnson. She misses head pin to the left.
Well, she said she's been moving, and they seem to get tighter with each move. And clearly that one.
Really tight on that one, huh?
Again,
27. I think she missed left on that one, clearly.
This Kegel Ice Oil plays very slick.
And she misses the spare. That one's always tricky to shoot. So easy to miss. And it is an open frame for Tish, and I would imagine Lucy says, thanks a lot for at least giving me a chance here to stay in this match. If Lucy can pop a couple of strikes here in the 5th and 6th, she'll take the lead. Fires it in there. Leaves the 4-5.
Call that to Aaron Smith.
That was a pretty critical shot right there.
She amped it up for sure.
Yeah, if she struck there, she would have had a chance to take the lead on the next frame, but now looking at a very difficult 4-5, not exactly an easy split to make. She's going to give it a run here, but yeah, she definitely threw it a little harder and firmer, and the ball just never had time to react, and it looks like it's going to be an open frame here for Lucy, and that open by Tish doesn't really hurt her all that much. Tish still leading by 27 pins. Half a game to go. So all of a sudden, things not looking so well for Lucy Sandelin after a spectacular opening game of the Stepladder. See what Tish does here. This is the head pin again to the left and leaves the 1-3-6. Tish can cover this one up. And she does. This time she goes to the right side, which is probably the safer play, I would assume, and covers it up. So no difference. After 6 frames, it's still a 27-pin lead for Tish Johnson, 4 to go. Winner to bowl, Paula Vidad, coming up next. Let's see if Tish can hit the head pin this time. Yep, not only does she hit the head pin, she drives the ball all the way through the pins and smashes them for a strike.
That was a ball change there, and a little more pop on the back end. Looks like she went from the high road solid to the hyper cell. A little more shine on that hyper cell, so when he gets down lane, not quite as smooth, obviously, a little more pop off the spot.
That looked like it worked pretty well. See if Lucy can answer here. Lucy really needs to start stringing something here. And flat 10 in the gutter. 6-spin just kind of lazily went into the gutter. And
yeah, we've seen a ton of those this week with the pattern and the oil.
And the new pins. 3 weeks old, I'm told. It's relatively young for pins, though. .28-pin lead for Tish Johnson, 3 frames to go. We hope that you will join us tomorrow morning here in Rockford at 11 a.m. Central Time. Stepladder Finals of the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament, live here on Bowl TV. Lucy just seems to have lost her rhythm here in this match. 2-4-5 lead. This doesn't look like there's as much pop on the back end as there was in the first match for Lucy. Tish, an opportunity here in the 8th and 9th to really put this thing away. Tish up by 29 right now. Strike here, she'll go up 39. Another strike, she'll be up 49. Guaranteed heading into the 10th. And that would be a guaranteed winner. Oh, look at the 7-10 fall. Ha ha. Tish says, thank you very much. I'll take it. And a 39-pin lead to boot.
That's how you pick up a 7-10.
Tish hamming it up for the crowd. Says that's how you pick up the 7-10. So a big lead for Tish Johnson. 2 frames to go. Up by 39 pins. What a fantastic break it was there to get that 7-10 out. Follows it up with another strike.
That was a great ball change, and certainly going to be a key to Tish's success here. And not that the first 4 shots were bad with the other ball, but they were light mixers, lighter and lighter. Looks like now Lucy's just going to hurry up and finish this out.
Yeah, it's over now. It was mathematically over before she even threw that shot, I think. Pretty close to it. So now it's going to be down to Paula Vidad versus Tish Johnson for the title. Open frame for Lucy. And boy, the complexion of this match may have changed a little bit had Tish left that 7-10 in the 8th. That would have made things considerably closer, but that's the way bowling goes. Tish takes advantage of the break, and Lucy, after shooting, shoot 250 plus the first game, is going to be in the 160s this time around. It's just amazing how quickly it can turn on you. The 166 for Lucy Sandelin. Another great performance in a senior women's event for Lucy Sandelin. Comes up short this time around. And Tish Johnson's going to bowl for the title against Paula Vidad coming up next. And there's the 7-10. That's really not what you want to see if you're Tish. Heading into the next match, into the championship. Almost leaving the 7-10 last time, and now she does leave the 7-10 this time around. It's not very reassuring, I wouldn't think. Doesn't matter in this situation, though, because she's got it locked up already. So our final score here in our second match of the Stepladder, 220 to 166. Again, Tish Johnson 220, Lucy Sandelin 166. And then they're going to give Paula Vidad 3 minutes of practice on our Stepladder pair here. So we should get started with the championship match in just a moment here on Bowl TV.
we're not allowed to touch surface at all. This is like TV, isn't it?
TV can change.
It's in the rule. We'll talk to Lucida. You can't alter the surface in between matches.
So we get a look at Paula Vidad here in practice, see what her look looks like. Again, she gets 3 minutes of practice, and then we will start our championship match. Please take a moment, post the link to our live stream on your Facebook and Twitter. Try to get as many folks as we can tune in for our coverage today. Senior Women's U.S. Open presented by Storm here on Bowl TV. Our championship match coming up next. Paula Vidad versus Tish Johnson for the title. Just about a minute left in Paula's practice before we get started. Our stepladder finals of the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament will take place tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Time. That's noon Eastern. We don't know yet who is going to be in the stepladder, but we will find out this evening in the final round of match play, which we will have for you live here on Bowl TV starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Paula has elected to let Tish start the match. So Tish will start on the left lane. Just about ready to get started here.
Gotta switch the arrows. I'll help you guys. I've been out here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the finals of the 2014 Senior Women's U.S. Open. Tish Johnson versus Paula Vidad. Tish will be starting the match on the left lane. Ladies, your arms are up. Good looking at bowling.
All right, so here we go. Our championship match. Tish Johnson against Paula Vidad for the Senior Women's U.S. Open title. Live on Bowl TV. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Matt Canizaro here as well. As Tish starts things off with a light 10-pin. One-game match to determine our champion here in this week's Senior Women's U.S. Open event. All right, first frame for Paula Vidad. Playing pretty far right, just pointing it right in there and gets the strike. strike right out of the gates here for Paula Vidad to kick things off. Keeping it very simple is Paula here. Another good looking shot. Paula Vidad off to a quick double start here and a 10-pin early lead. I think that the first couple of shots have looked pretty good for Paula Vidad, but there's been a lot of traffic in that part of the lane, especially a little bit to the left of her. So she's got to be real careful playing where she's playing. Tish whiffs the head pin to the left and leaves that 1-3, 6-9. She missed last match. Ended up not costing her, but this is a pesky little spare right here.
It is not easy.
No, too many ways to miss this. There's more ways to miss this than there are to make it. Personally, I think that probably going to the Brooklyn side is the best way to make this. Just let the ball take out the 1, 3, and the 6. Let's see what she does here. And yep, gets it a little bit to the right of the head pin and picks it up, no problem. Appreciate you tuning in to Bowl TV here this afternoon. I'm Lucas Wiseman along with Matt Canizaro. We are live at the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois. The Cherry Bowl, probably familiar to a lot of bowling fans. It's hosted a lot of events over the years. Great facility here, great manager, John Anderson, as well as great proprietor, John Summer. We thank them for having us here this week and hosting this great event. A little bit better shot from Tish. She fires it in there. Delivers a great looking strike. Tish trying to get herself fired up here. This is our championship match between Tish Johnson and Paula Vidad. If you're just tuning in, a lot of folks tuning in to 830 viewers and climbing, so very nice. Thank you for spending a little time with us, and we will have more coverage today on Bowl TV. Coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the final round of round-robin match play. The best women bowlers in the world competing in the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament, and our Stepladder Finals for that is tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. Paula misses a little bit left on that one, asks for a little help and gets it, and a triple for Paula Vidad to start, and a 24-pin lead.
Well, Lucas, here's a little throwback Thursday for you going back into the files.
What do you got for me, Matt?
I've got this quick one-liner here. It says, with her win in the inaugural running of the event, she becomes the first female bowler in history to own both the U.S. Open and a senior U.S. Women's Open title.
And what year was that?
Believe it or not, only 2012.
There you go.
So that was Robin Romeo on the inaugural.
That's right. We live streamed that here on Bowl TV.
That was at the National Bowling Stadium.
And a bucket lead for Paula Vidad ends the string of strikes to start. And a 20-pin lead still for Paula Vidad.
So there you have it. This is just the third Senior Women's U.S. Open and the first time Lucy Sandelin's not in the championship match. Paula in position possibly to become the first two-time winner.
Ooh, gets a little lucky hit on that 8-pin that was hiding back there, and she'll take the spare, but that was one that makes her heart stop for a second. And Tish has a chance to cut the deficit to 10 with a strike here in the fourth. Great Stepladder Finals here on Bowl TV of the Senior Women's U.S. Open. Let's see what Tish does here in the fourth. Oh, and Tish gets a little love on the 7-pin for the double and cuts it to 10. And we are, I think, on our way to a fantastic finish here in our championship match. Good time to tell your friends to get on Bowl TV and watch. We've got half a game, a little more than half a game to go, and what is a very close championship match between Tish Johnson and Paula Vidad. You can post the link on your Facebook and Twitter. Let's get as many folks watching as we can. We're creeping towards that 1,000 number, so let's try to get there. Help us out, folks. Tish Johnson gets a 7 to go again, and we are all tied up now. Four and a half frames in, and we are even. Tish Johnson roaring back with 3 consecutive strikes to tie the match. Now it's on Paula Vidad. Leads it to a hook and leaves the 2-pin. I think that seems like Paula's game plan is just to try to take the pattern out of play and play him pretty straight and direct. And worked in the first 3 frames, but you know, this is a very flat pattern. There's not very much margin for error out there. And I think if Paula doesn't throw it pretty perfect, she might not strike. Well, with half a game to go, you just kind of got to grind it out and make something happen. That's how you win titles. Now we are pretty even. It's a 1-pin lead for Tish at the halfway point of our championship match here in Rockford. Looks like a pretty good shot right there, and mixes him up for the strike. Now back on to Tish here. She's got 3 in a row and leading by just 1 pin. If she strikes again, she'll push it to 11. Knew off her hand that was not good. Leaves the 4-7. So now she trails by a pin based on the count. Covers it up. I don't think Tish was worried. I was a little worried. I thought she might have missed it left, but it hangs on to convert the spare. And Paula Vidad leading by 1 pin now with 4 frames to go. A very, very tight championship match. Seventh frame. Better looking shot, but leaves the 6-pin a little bit high. 2-pin lead now for Paula Vidad. Appreciate everybody tuning in here this afternoon. A reminder that our final round of round-robin match play in the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament coming up this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And our stepladder for that event will start at noon Eastern tomorrow right here on Bold TV. Best female players in the world competing here this week in the All-Star, including Diana Zaviolova, got Shannon Plahowski, Liz Johnson, Cassandra Luthold, Kelly Kulik, Alicia Current, Jody Westner, Deandra Beatty, Shannon O'Keefe, Wendy McPherson. Goes on and on. You can see all those bowlers this evening here on Bowl TV Live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Here is Vidad looking for a double and a 12-pin lead. Oh, look at the little love on the 4-pin for the double, and pushes the lead to 12. And that looked a little bit left to me, and it goes high, but it does carry for the strike. That is a 12-pin lead for Paula Vidad. We've got 3 frames to go. Another strike. Paula Vidad, 3 in a row, now up 22.
Once again, Paula looking to win 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, she's the defending champion in this event. And looking to successfully defend her title here, and she's in great shape. Well, you got to feel for Tish. She's keeps finishing second in Senior Queens.
Yep, she was 3rd in this event last year.
3rd last year in this thing. She's been really impressive in the senior events, but has not been able to really break through yet.
So she's only 52, so that is her entire senior career.
Now she leaves the 6 pin, and it may be another runner-up finish for Tish Johnson here unless something changes in these last couple of frames.
Well, today $3,000 going to the winner, $2,000 to the runner-up.
It's good money.
Certainly good money.
Yep. And both these players easily could be competitive in the regular event, but
well,
pretty hard to argue with their success here. In
typically,
yeah,
maybe not so
generally.
much this week.
But yeah, it's different when the scoring pace is lower and you know you don't have to press and get as many pins. But they certainly could be competitive against the younger crowd, I guess we should say. All of our 4 finalists for sure.
Both events held simultaneously here at the Cherry Bowl. Actually intermingled even.
Yep.
Senior players bowling on the same lanes with the all-star participants.
Tish down 23, 2 frames to go. Desperately needs a strike right here. Rings a 7 pin.
Tish was our top qualifier coming into match play today, and Paula got it done, moved her way up to the top seed, and pulling 1 game for the title here. And if you have any questions about this week's event, if you want to check out the schedule or the standings, you can visit bpaa.com/tournaments.
Well, frame and a half to go. Paula Vidad is in prime position here, up 24, but things can change in a hurry. So she needs to try to put this thing away here. Best that Tish can shoot is 221. And Paula Vidad going at a 230 pace. It's pretty firm. Leaves the 10 pin. Still in good shape though. Basically, stay clean and should be in good shape here. Stepladder finals of the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern. As Paula Vidad picks up the spare. Again, the best that Tish can shoot is 221. So that means Paula...
Good count, and it's
yeah,
over.
good count here, right? 9 on the first ball would be enough, right?
More than enough,
Yeah.
certainly. Then we give her 222.
Here we go. There's a strike, and Paula
For the
Vidad is your champion here at this year's U.S. Senior Women's Open. Paula Vidad steps up and will take the title for the 2nd consecutive year. So congratulations to Paula. She will close things out here. A great performance. Tish not very happy, hits the chair. Leaves the 10. She says she's sorry, she didn't mean to. I think she didn't realize the chair was going to move when she hit it.
I did not mean to do that.
I think Tish is a little upset, but she's probably not quite that upset.
I was not upset.
She says she's not upset. Congratulations, Paula Vidad, successfully defending her senior Women's U.S. Open title.
Yes, I did not have to. Anybody want to bet $1 I strike now?
So congratulations to Paula Vidad. A great performance again here this week as she gets some congratulations from some of the other competitors this week. There's Shar Hamill. As Tish leaves a 9-pin on her first shot in the 10th. Paula Vidad, 234. Tish Johnson going to be at 210 maximum. Tish just finishing things up. And Paula Vidad has got some tears going over there, it looks like. That's our final shot coming up here for Tish Johnson. 234, 210, your final score.
How about a nice round of applause for our runner-up, Tish Johnson.
Tish Johnson, our runner-up here this week. There's a loose look at Paula Vidad. And Tish says that she was not upset. She was swinging her arm, and she accidentally hit the chair earlier. There's a look at Paula Vidad again. Looks like we're going to do the presentation here real quick.
Awarding right here on lanes numbers 9 and 10. First, I'd like to call up two of my assistants here this week, Mr. Scott McLaughlin from the tournament committee, none other than the woman, the myth, the legend, Fran Deacon, to assist me with the awards. And ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to do the awarding presentation. I'm pleased to introduce to you your 2014 Bowling Senior Women's U.S. Open champion, again, Paula Vidad. Congratulations, Paula. On behalf of the Bowling Proprietors Association, we'd like to award you your championship vase, as well as your $3,000 championship check. And Mr. McLaughlin is going to put on your Bowling Green check. On behalf of the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, we're pleased to award you the check and congratulate you for being the Senior Women's U.S. Open champion. Congratulations.
So congratulations to Paula Vidad on her victory here. Takes down Tish Johnson in our championship match. We'll see if we can get Paula over here for a minute, get some words from her. Pictures being taken here of our champion. And all the staff wants to get a picture as well. John Lucido, tournament director, Scott McLaughlin, as well as Fran Deacon. Our staff here this week helping to make sure things run smoothly.
Congrats. Oh, you gotta give me the base back.
Oh.
Okay, perfect.
Go back too, doesn't it, Jack?
Yes, the jacket.
Jacket goes back too.
Do a quick interview with Paula Vidad. Paula, congratulations.
Thank you very
on
much,
the win.
Lucas.
And tough conditions this week. Really, really challenging.
Yes.
What does it feel like to be able to come through and take the title this week?
Oh, it's incredible. After the first couple of rounds and not having a very good look, it's just pretty amazing. I got a good look today, and I just stuck with it, and it was actually my best block. And 189 was my low game as opposed to 150 something during the week because there was a lot of different zones we had to play, different areas, and it's just a really, really tough tournament. And I think I it's just very satisfying to come through to do this once again.
How tough were the lane conditions for you this week, and how does it compare to what you guys have been bowling on in past years?
No matter what, the U.S. Open is always the toughest shot, and your shot making is at a premium, and even if you feel like you make a good shot, it doesn't necessarily, the outcome isn't a good shot. So it's just staying tough, picking up your spares, and catching a couple of doubles every once in a while. And today, me keeping up on my speed, which I don't normally throw that hard, but I just tried to keep it on line, and because the other day I was playing third and fourth arrow, and speed wasn't a factor. So it's just a lot of different toys that you have to pull out of your box and just do everything that you can to get to the pocket consistently.
Well, congratulations on
Thank
another
you so much,
victory,
Lucas.
and we'll see you hopefully next year
Next
for
year.
another chance at it.
I
Paula
appreciate
Vidad,
it.
our
Thank
champion
you.
here
Thanks
this
everybody
year.
at home.
Bowling's senior U.S. Women's Open champion, Paula Vidad, and she's got some media members waiting for her here to do some interviews. But again, thank you for tuning in here this afternoon. Our coverage brought to you by the United States Bowling Congress. A pleasure to bring you our coverage today here from the Senior Women's U.S. Open from the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois. I'm Lucas Wiseman from Matt Kinazar. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're back on the air this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the final round coverage of the BPAA Women's All-Star Tournament here on Bowl TV. Thanks for tuning in.